what has happened or what could have possibly happened. The Hamas chief, Ismail Haniyeh, one of his bodyguards, were killed in Iran on the 30th of July. He was in the Iranian capital to attend the swearing-in of Iran's President Masoud Pezeshkian. The 62-year-old Haniyeh was the head of the political bureau of Hamas, which governed the Gaza Strip since 2007. He lived in Qatar. He traveled to Tehran to participate in the inauguration of the president on the 30th of July. Official photographs showed him among the world leaders who attended the swearing-in ceremony. These are pictures only from the 30th of July. These are possibly the last pictures of the political chief of Hamas. Hamas has also issued a statement saying that Haniyeh was killed in an Israeli attack on his location in Tehran after attending the ceremony of the new Iranian president. India was represented by Union Minister Nitin Gadkari at Iran's new president inaugural yesterday. Hamas chief Ismail Haniyeh, also present in the ceremony, was killed. The IDF has carried out a targeted strike against Hezbollah's most senior military commander and head of its strategic unit, Fuad Shukr, also known as Saeed Musan, in Beirut. Fuad served as the right-hand man to Hezbollah Secretary General Hassan Nasrallah and was the advisor for wartime operations.
This evening, the IDF carried out a targeted strike in Beirut on Fuad Shukr, also known as Saeed Musan, Hezbollah's most senior military commander and the head of its strategic unit. Fuad Shukr was the right-hand man to Hassan Nasrallah, Hezbollah's leader and his advisor in planning and directing attacks and operations. Fuad Shukr was the commander responsible for the Majd al-Shams massacre, in which 12 children were murdered after Hezbollah fired an Iranian Falak 1 rocket directly at a soccer field in northern Israel on Saturday evening. He was a senior terrorist who has the blood of the Israelis and many others on his hands. One day after Hamas massacre on October 7th, Hezbollah joined Hamas in attacking Israelis. Since then, Hezbollah has fired thousands of rockets, missiles, and UAVs at Israel over the last 9.5 months, killing Israeli civilians and soldiers, and forcing 60,000 Israelis to evacuate from their homes.
The killing of Ismail Haniyeh is extremely crucial. He was not just the political head of the Hamas organization. He was someone who was very critical in organizing international finances and finance in a very big way. He was heading the political wing of Hamas for quite some time. Born in a refugee camp, studied Arabic at the University of Gaza. He's someone who headed the Hamas political wing. Even after he was removed, he remained the head till about 2017 when Yahya Sinwar took over. Hamas has lost its main face, the political face, someone who was the link with one of the top sponsors, Iran, somebody who lived in Beirut since 2019. And he lived a very lavish life in Beirut, lived in a 5-star accommodation, traveled the Islamic world, especially the Shia Islamic world, where he was critical in arranging finances and creating an entire support base for Hamas activities. Millions of dollars were poured into the Gaza Strip in the name of development. Unfortunately, that money wasn't used to benefit the people, but was used for building and maintaining that maze of tunnels. Now the pressure would be on Hamas, one, to find a new chief. Yahya Sinwar is in the eye of a storm, said to be, according to some reports, cornered, and Israel going after him now for the October 7 terror attacks that killed 1,200 Israelis and took several thousand. They were injured in this. Of course, at the same time, this man, Yahya Sinwar, this man, Ismail Haniyeh, always insisted that thousands and thousands of innocent Palestinians were being massacred by Israel, and he was creating awareness globally for Israel to be ostracized. Sneha, over to you.
Gaurav, be with us. I'm just going to come back in a moment to you. In fact, Gaurav giving us a sense of why this assassination is extremely is an important development from the point of view of Hamas, in fact, losing its de facto chief. And what does it do, really, as far as the war is concerned? You know, Rajesh Pawar, of course, my colleague joining us from Kiev right now, has covered the war extensively in Palestine. I want to ask you, Rajesh, a while ago, we were in conversation with a former spokesperson of the IDF, and he said, listen, yes, this is a good day. This is a happy day for all of us, but do not underestimate the Hamas. You know, they are, in fact, or their capabilities, rather, to regroup and emerge even stronger is a big possibility here. Rajesh.
Look, Sneha, I mean, Ismail Haniyeh was a political leader right now. He was involved in the political activities of Hamas, in raising funds, in organizing things. He was involved in planning as far as other activities of Hamas are concerned. But as far as the military operations of Hamas in Gaza are concerned, they are not likely to be affected by this assassination. It's a very big event, undoubtedly, and a big blow to Hamas and to the other proxies of Iran. But on ground, as far as the war is concerned between IDF and Hamas, it is not going to make much of a difference militarily. And as I said earlier, that right now everything is on the boil. Any time it was expected that Israel might launch offensive in Lebanon, and a lot of countries around the world have warned their citizens to leave Lebanon as early as possible. At the same time, Houthis in the south are ramping up their attacks on Israel. So everything is on the boil right now. And this particular incident will lead to certain escalation. And how it will happen at time will tell us that. But right now, as I said, there is a meeting going on of the highest military commanders of Iran. This is an attack which has been carried out on the territory of Iran, which in itself is a big escalation between Israel and Iran. And let's see now how Iran will react to it. But there are going to be repercussions as far as Iran are concerned. Iran will do something. Will it be in the form of some kind of missile strikes, or will it be in the form, some other form? We do not know as yet, but it looks very likely that Iran will retaliate to this assassination which has happened on their territory. Sneha.
Ashraf, there's now huge pressure as well on the battered Hamas. Of course, the political chief has been assassinated, but like Rajesh was saying, that this essentially may not change many things for the Hamas on the ground. There would be escalation, that is obvious. But there is pressure on the Hamas to now select a new chief.
Saniha, basically, things cannot be changed for the Hamas, but things will definitely change for the Israel. For last 9.5 months, America was completely with the
okay,
Israel.
We apologize for that line with Ashraf. We'll try and go back to Ashraf in a moment from now, but we continue to track those details.